distinction.
I should do that at some point.
Yeah. Oh, welcome back, guys. One more day, a little bit more time in the system. We got Kin here this time.
Hello. Thank you.
Paradise. We're gonna try to be a little quicker and dirtier with the character build. Give you guys maybe a couple more talents this time. And I read a little bit more into the combat. I didn't do it exactly on how it's supposed to function, but first time reading, first go through.
Yeah.
You guys want to do a quick little explanation of what you're going to run for this playtest?
I'm gonna try a class called the Pillar. The kind of stock description of it is squad leader, and there's quite a bit of. It's a weird mix of understanding and interacting with groups of people. So I think it implies more social pillar than like a literal physical pillar.
The Pillar.
I don't really care because I'm gonna do like a simpleton earthbender anyways, and just like see how much we can do a total earthbender pillar tank.
Cool.
I'm doing the class called the Bold. The idea is you've dedicated yourself to accomplishing great, exciting deeds and becoming worthy of the trust others place in you. So it's balancing between like loyalty and confidence and keeping that idea. Yeah, and I'm going to be an airbender. Let's see how that goes. And no, I don't have parental issues.
This time?
Yeah, this time this character has a happy life.
I don't even have parents this time. They weren't even there.
I was hatched.
I'm playing the Idealist class, and I guess this character, or this particular background for this kind of class was that they've seen hard times, but that they have people that they're not afraid to fight for, and are basically like, you've had hard times, but you're still going to be there and support your people.
Fantastic. Let's handle a couple things for fighting style, a couple techniques. You guys have your moves selected for your character, and that's about it. Wyatt, you want to do the full tank earthbending
Yeah.
style?
There's quite a lot of people referencing the boulder, so we'll like 100 years. Where's the boulder's ancestor?
Yeah.
Or other way around.
Yeah.
The pillar.
No, ancestor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The boulder's
the
boulder's
pillar.
great grandfather,
The
the pillar.
You know what? That's what I'm filling in for his name.
They've been refining the name for a while.
I lied. Apparently, I can't do so many joke builds in a week.
So you want to go for a tankier style build. Do you want to do that by putting yourself physically in between danger?
Yes, that seems to be kind of the class.
So going for that kind of like classic earth armor ability is a good one, because that's right in here. You gather your earth around you.
What's it called?
Earth armor.
Earth. Okay.
Yeah, it's a defensive maneuver ability. So you have, looks like a pool of three. You have 3 holds, and you spend 1 hold to negate a condition or to fatigue inflicted upon you.
Holds recharge at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, they recharge at the end of the day, and you can gain holds by doing other abilities.
Okay, so
like
1
if
hold
your
to
moves
clear.
on your class, there should
Yeah,
there might be something that gives you a hold.
I got you. The pebble.
As we're talking about the
Thanks, babe.
Yeah, we were like, well, he's, you know.
Call me out like that. I know it's small, okay?
Oof. Yeah, it looks like you can basically trade incoming
to clear a
bonuses for
condition.
more
Okay.
holds.
Cool.
We'll give you that one. Let's see. In the universal techniques, there is protect, right out the gate. Protects an ally within reach. You take a fatigue to intercept and stop an attack made against them. If there is not an attack, like if you preemptively protect and somebody does not fall for it, you and your ally that you are protecting gain an inspired. Which we have little cards here that say what those things do. And I can dish them out. If I can open up the pack.
You can dish them, but can you take them?
I'm the DM, I can take anything away from you. Let's see what Inspired does. Inspired.
No, you're the GM.
Ready to stand for something clear, inspired, to shift your balance.
You are the avatar.
Okay, so you can utilize an inspiration to shift your balance towards a principle of your choice.
Okay, so that's
Or-
how you shift balances.
Yeah.
That makes a lot more
Yeah.
sense than what we were doing last night. Because I was thinking,
Exactly.
okay, why
there
don't
are
we just
there are
why
supposed
don't
to be
we
like
just, why don't we
major
just,
narrative things.
why don't we just, I was gonna say,
There's
why don't
pretty
we just
minor
kind of
ones.
socially crank your balance whichever way? I was figuring there had to be
Yeah.
a lot more into it than that. Okay,
Yeah, there certainly is.
perfectly. Thanks, huh?
For these play tests, your balance might shift a whole bunch because you're supposed to have rather big balance shifts. Because shifting your balance off of the scale sends you into a state called obsession.
Oh, that makes sense.
And you then have basically just a couple of choices of like going on a tirade, following that principle or whatever to then recenter yourself and start back
Interesting.
to zero again. And so actually having your balance shift over the scale is a very bad thing.
I like that.
And then of course you with your protection ability or with your rock armor ability, you can trade like inspirations for an extra charge of hold.
Cool.
Let's see, what else do we want here? What does this one here do? Group surrounds a person, place, or object with their backs to it, protecting it from attacks. That requires everybody. We don't need to necessarily get into those just quite yet. You want to add in? Do you want to add in any attack?
I would like
actions?
one attack. I would like to add an attack action.
Sure.
Yes.
Do it as a general rock throw, or do you want a special ability?
I want a fucking special ability.
Yeah.
Since I'm gonna do like the fucking like here the tombstone pile driver, but it's a literal like tombstone pile driver.
Okay, yeah. So
yeah.
Pillar.
well,
That's why you got your
luckily
name.
for you, there is an ability right here in the book called Rock Column.
Yeehaw.
that is an advanced attack move that pins a foe with a column of earth. So it inflicts impaired on a single combatant. If they already suffer any kind of impairment, it increases to trapped. And if they are trapped, it increases to doomed.
Doomed.
Is that what was happening last time?
And we'll leave.
Okay.
Okay.
It's pretty
We'll
much
have
any
all you
time.
guys start with those as practiced abilities instead of mastered abilities.
Okay.
Oh, learning practice. Okay.
Yeah.
So practice is neutral?
Practice is the neutral state.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
Learn-
mastery is when you get into a bout and you get to utilize 2 at once.
And you get the +1 to roll.
And or you can get a +1 to the roll. If you choose just 1, you get the +1. Cool. If you have 2, you can utilize 2, but it's a 0.
All right.
Oh.
I'm gonna go wash my fucking
Yeah.
face now.
All right, you go wash your face. We'll see you back in a second.
Because I spilled espresso in my beer.
You problem?
Shut up.
Skill issue. You're doing the airbending.
Yeah.
How do you?
Oh, that's a good idea.
What kind of play style are you aiming for?
I'm gonna go more offensive.
Okay.
Often.
I was gonna say.
I'm gonna be
that's
offensive. And then yeah, I'm thinking more offensive. With a background of urban, I was thinking more like they weren't someone who went to the temple,
Okay.
which is why they weren't immediately like wiped out.
Sure.
Yeah. So I was thinking more offensive, more thinking like maybe from like a family of like who like they hunted for their food, so they use their strikes mimic like bow and arrow.
Okay. All right.
Like a slingshot effect with their wind.
Almost, yeah.
Sure. Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. I'm just looking through here
There
to
you
see
go.
if there's maybe an easy option for me to grab.
That or like or whips or something like that.
Right.
Like with animals, livestock, something kind of they lived like in or near a big city with.
Or that kind of slow patience, but then violent outburst. Okay.
You're not a vegetarian.
So
Really?
we could add in like some evading and observing style things, and then have just kind of culminating into one big attack.
Sure.
So we could do like the air arrow as a special move,
Okay.
and we'll allow that to be a. Yeah, we'll have it. If you can do it from stealth, if you can do it when they are not aware of you, it will inflict the afraid condition.
Okay.
And then it also will just have a basic inflicts 2 fatigue.
Can it only be used from stealth, or
No. So
if
2
stealth, I
fatigue,
get afraid? Okay.
Yeah, but if from stealth, you get the afraid on top of that.
Perfect.
Just that kind of ambush style attack.
I like that.
A good one to take from that as well, following that kind of thing, would be this read in the wind ability. You adjust your movements to perfectly match and avoid the movements of a foe.
Oh, perfect.
You mark 2 fatigue and name the approach you believe the foe will use. And if you are correct, you can shift your approach accordingly. Or if you're incorrect, you can shift your approach accordingly. And if you are correct, you become immediately favored for the exchange.
Okay.
And they cannot target you with any techniques. They have to just use basic stuff.
And so by naming what they're going to do is essentially if they're going to defend a
If they're
maneuver,
going to
advance and
defend,
attack.
maneuver, advance and attack, or
Cool. Evade and
do
observe.
Evade and observe.
Cool.
And then into the universal techniques, something like a take cover as a defensive maneuver. Swerve maneuver into cover. The first attack on you, this exchange, strikes your cover, damaging or destroying it, but leaving you unharmed. Gives you a good break of line of sight.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, because then I can resume stealth or attempt stealth after that.
Yeah. And what kind of style are you thinking?
I was thinking more defensive
Okay.
for water
Then
bending.
water bending.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to focus on water? Is ice your thing?
Probably, sure, let's go for that, yeah.
Okay. So if you want to go more defensive with that, there is the water cloak ability, surrounding yourself with water, taking 1 fatigue and holding 3. Spend a 1-for-1 hold to reduce 1 fatigue or conditions inflicted by an incoming attack. Become favored for the next exchange as long as you use waterbending techniques or throw water into the environment, affecting it and possibly inflicting a status. Mark 1 fatigue at the end of each exchange. Oh, that's a little. Could do something like that. There is a slip over ice ability for evading and observing. Use ice and water to slip around your environment with ease while putting foes off balance. You clear 1 fatigue and reposition foes within reach. Deciding who's engaged with whom, unless they are willing to mark 1 fatigue and become impaired to remain where they are. That's a nice one.
We'll do that one.
Okay.
What was it called again?
Slip over ice. Could add in.
Real fast, what was the name of the last one? You gave me the universal technique where you like hunker down with the protection.
Yeah.
I just lost the name.
Take cover.
Okay, thank you.
And would you like take cover as well if you're going for more defensive?
Sure, let's do it.
You're going for a little bit more moving around. So it's, moving cover, the first attack in the exchange strikes cover, destroying it, but leaving you unharmed. So you get to block the first attack coming your way, basically.
What does it cost?
It does not cost.
Sweet.
It just costs
Your
you
action.
utilizing it for that bout. And then maybe something like a duck and twist. You can rely on fast movement to help keep you out of the worst of harm's way, marking 1 fatigue to clear 1 condition and become favored. Cool. Sweet. Couple minis off to the side, nice and easy. What kind of personality traits and backgrounds did you guys take? You took urban.
I was thinking enthusiastic for demeanor.
Okay. An enthusiastic airbender. Where have we seen that one before?
You're right. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going impetuous.
Well, that surprises nobody.
Breezy, grab it. Thanks for following.
Thank you. Impetuous, offensive, urban.
Offensive,
It's me.
urban. Classic.
It's a California kid.
What about you?
I went with monastic and confident.
Okay.
I don't know. I just picked 2 that worked.
Just kind of swinging. Kim, what do you think?
Optimistic and grieving.
And grieving.
Grieving.
Okay. And then for me, your balances, what are they
Well,
between?
Um,
At balance with the fish on both
Oh,
sides?
gotcha.
What does it say? On both sides.
oh, gotcha.
No, no, they look really weird, especially without the color.
What was it?
Forgiveness and action.
Forgiveness and action. And you can start, you start at 0, but you can also start shifted 1 in either direction.
Gotcha.
And what you can do with that is during very key times, you can stand with your principles and utilize the bonus or penalty
Gotcha.
for a roll given.
Okay.
I tell you what, Dracon. If somebody donates $20, I will do the 3rd-person voice, and I will do a fucking Macho Man Randy Savage voice for the entirety of this stream.
You gotta come back into screen a little bit further. You're shifted way out there.
There's my offer for you folks today. That's all I got this
There's one
weekend.
dumb offer.
Hey, this is from coming from the guy who does Xiao voice.
Yeah, for the games, absolutely.
Yeah.
What's your balance?
I'm loyalty and confidence, and I'm not starting neutral. I'm starting 1 over to loyalty.
Erring on loyalty right out the game. Okay. Do you wish to share yours? What is that?
I went for support. Aaron support
Oh, okay.
for
You're
balance.
leaning 1 onto the support end of things. Most fantastic. Let's see.
Oh shit, Dracon was actually gonna do it.
Oh, Streamlabs is down.
Streamlabs is down. That shouldn't be right.
Wasn't me.
It was me. I ate it
Knew it.
because I forgot my Uncrustable,
Gotta
not a
figure out
sponsor,
what the hell's
but they
going
could
on
be.
with some of these. Unless.
Our DMs
These
are
are
open.
so cute. I
What
don't know why
is-
I like it. I just
Give me
like
just
it
a
a lot.
second here, guys. What the hell is going on?
Is that
with
good?
Streamlabs now.
I don't
Talk
have any.
amongst yourselves about characters.
I don't have anything to do tonight except for see a movie later.
Except for seeing
Yeah,
movie.
and that's until 7. So.
Yeah,
I came back and he was like, "We're going," and I was like, "Okay."
I'm so
Sounds
excited.
good.
Dude, apparently it's like fucking great.
That's
For
what I
what-
keep
for
hearing
what
everywhere.
everybody keeps saying.
That's
I'm like,
all
all right,
the adults
DreamWorks.
are getting more invested.
And
in
John
this.
Mulaney is the villain, and John Mulaney is like
Yeah,
one of my
and,
favorite comedians. Like I can't.
The fact that DreamWorks deliberately hired somebody that Disney probably would have canceled by now. Like, it's gonna be just the humor is just gonna be a little better.
All right, okay, back to the characters
yes.
instead of promoting someone else's stuff.
Right.
Uh,
Talk about me.
yeah, let's talk about me for a little
Hey, out
bit.
of curiosity, do you have aviators in your study? Or like mirrored sunglasses or something?
He's got a whole-on motorbike helmet.
There's a motorcycle helmet in there. I don't think I got a pair of aviators.
Do you have sunglasses?
He's got his
yeah.
fancy ratty old gross
Yeah, they're
sunglasses.
old.
Maybe not. Maybe
They're
not.
not so great. I swear I've got a couple pairs of sunglasses around somewhere.
Something on the shelf.
Hold on a second.
Are you just gonna get into character just in case?
I'm
Preemptive
I'm
in
just,
character.
I'm just trying to figure this out.
Got the cream of the crop.
If then,
So-
that's all I'm saying.
Are we starting off like this whole thing knowing each other and going into this as kind of comrades, or are we?
Yeah, we'll start that way
meeting?
just because it's a one shot.
Yeah.
And so we don't want to take up all the time in meeting each other and trying to get along.
We
kind of
did
thing.
we did discuss though last night on stream that there's gonna need to be a lot more pre-communication between players
Yeah.
Yeah.
and characters knowing each other, because a lot more of the interaction responsibility is going to be player driven,
How's this?
which that's exciting.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Absolutely.
It's
I think going
connected.
in-
That says it's connected.
It's just more playing.
Yeah.
And I'm good for that.
a little less wondering. Ooh, what's they gonna do?
Um,
Oh,
I think it'll be interesting. And the realization that, especially because I remember reading like something I was like on Tumblr or something about like Avatar in general, and how we all like to say, oh, I'd be this bender, I'd be this bender. No, a majority of us would not be benders. Like benders were kind of rare.
You'd
Like
just be
it's not.
some loser.
Yeah, it was like no, like, you're probably the cabbage man. Like whether you want to be or not.
The cabbage man.
Yeah, so it's like, I think so. I think next
If
time, or if we do like 2 runs today, I want to do just a weapons master next time.
That'd be really cool. So,
Yeah.
I jokingly said this once and actually full-heartedly stand behind it. If I could be any character, I would just be some random side character that worked in Uncle Iroh's tea shop. And then you just
nice.
get to sit and work with Uncle Iroh. How do you know?
Yeah.
Serving
Not have to worry about like dying all the time.
Yeah.
Just chilling and
just chilling, just a normal human.
I'm gonna play a campaign where I'm Iroh's son.
oh no.
God, don't do that. Just the whole campaign we have Uncle
I was
Iroh's
born to
lullaby.
die.
We just have the sad music in the background.
I want to be from Bossing Say.
Oh,
There
it's
is
a
no wall.
long, long way. Oh, look, that's left over from the gym.
Yeah, 3 out of 10 chance to be a bender.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, and you weren't gonna be a badass non-bender either. Like you're not gonna be one of like Kuroshi's girls. Like you just
Yeah,
A Kyoshi warrior.
yeah.
that'd be fun.
Kyoshi's girls. That sounds like a very different occupation.
It's the same energy as all these Rick and Morty fans who are like, oh, I'm so totally Rick and no one gets me. And I'm like, bro, you are Jerry on a good day.
What a very
Yeah.
Oi.
Why do I not see?
You are also missing the point of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A long way to Bossing Say.
It's a long, long way to Streamlabs, apparently.
Oh, you know what, that'd be fun though, being like
Oh,
the
that's
hippies in
probably
the caravan,
what's going
just
on.
Yes.
secret tunnel.
Sacred
Copy
Tunnel.
that
Living your
link,
best life,
and
being
now
high
I've
off of
gotta
who knows
go
what Mother Nature left for you.
Back to here.
Drinking the cactus water
Cactus juice.
from the.
It'll quench you.
It's the quenchiest.
Yeah.
All right, hold on just a second, guys.
No worries.
I think I figured out what it was. I think when the name change
acceptable.
went, our Streamlabs updated the name change, but Twitch has the old link
Oh, okay.
because I didn't update that.
I did think of another joke character
So.
yesterday on the drive home from stream that was just a firebender, except it's Tommy Chong.
Oh yeah.
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
Oh, okay.
See? Exactly. See? He's down.
Yeah. Paste there.
I like the 2d6 system too. I think that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Give it
Instead of all the
a
details.
lot.
it gives, as someone who's been playing a lot of Pathfinder the last couple of years, it's a very nice break from a lot of math.
Yeah. It's very
I was just
liberating.
gonna say it makes it really easy. You can go yes or no.
Yeah.
And my dumb self is going to look at this dice because they don't have a 6. They've got your
Like,
they've
they
got
got
your
the-
little
Yeah.
symbol on them.
Yeah.
Like we're
And it's
level.
really nice, but it's like I'm gonna be like,
Hopefully
it's
that
a
works.
number.
It might take a little while for Twitch to get that fully approved and updated, but it should work now.
Like we're
It's a
level.
good thing we're going through these little growing pains before Monday.
Oh yeah.
Right.
As
Like,
well.
We're level 7 in the My Hero campaign, and I'm frequently rolling a d20, and then after the bonuses, calculating what should be double the value of a d20, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
It's
you start
kinda-
throwing in
I don't know.
percentiles and
It is kind of nice though. I do like the roleplay system that as you level up, the rolling of the die becomes slightly phased out at least for your important skills.
Yeah. I mean, it's like basic life stuff. Like
Yeah,
eventually,
exactly.
like you don't have to think about the stuff that you're doing every day at your job. Even if you're like a mechanical engineer who's like the average person would be like, I couldn't do that. You're like, I do this every day.
Precisely.
Like, I shouldn't have to roll a d20 to understand if I failed or not. I've been doing this every day for 20 years.
Yep.
And you know, the nat 1 exists just so that there's that 1% chance of just like, oh yeah, no, I
Everyone
messed
brain
that
farts.
one up.
Yeah.
You guys want to handle just a slight little bit of like, why are you traveling together? Where are you going? And I can make an encounter based off of that. Or do we just want to fight some firebenders?
We haven't fought any benders yet. That'd be kind of fun.
I'd be fun to do like a combat
Yeah.
encounter.
I'm down.
Perfect. I will grab some generic minis.
Woot woot.
Solid. I should put more on my sweatshirt. I don't know why I'm cold.
I always bring a jacket to D&D. I'm always freezing.
Normally I'm not bad, but
See, I always think I'm gonna
got
need to bring a
goosebumps.
jacket because it's cold, and then I forget that your boyfriend is like part lizard
Yes.
and like always keeps his house at roughly a terrarium heat.
yeah.
70 at least.
You're telling me in the dead middle of the summer when it's 102 degrees outside,
Perfect time to live.
it's still the same temperature inside.
I am aware. I've played D&D in the summers here.
Yeah,
I
but
remember
you
we-
haven't stayed the night
Yeah,
here.
that's fair.
I remember-
that evil's on you.
We were here in, I think you were out of town. It was like a week when you were out of town. We were here and the AC went out, like the swamp cooler went out and you weren't here.
Oh.
You had come back and you got it fixed. You called someone to come fix it or whatever. But and so we were here and we were playing and then we were getting over COVID and so I just felt like absolute trash sitting here. It's like 90 degrees trying to listen to Dauphin. I'm like, and then we got like Jimmy John's for lunch and it was like they put way too much mayonnaise. It was super gross and it was just like.
Slimy warm
Yeah, it was like warm mayonnaise, 90 degrees.
Ugh.
I'm like getting over being super sick, and I was like, I hate everything.
That's sad. That's a sad story.
Yeah, I was just sitting here, I was like, ugh.
Oh yeah, we're playing that like week I had COVID, and it was
Yeah.
like, fuck, that was awful.
We already hadn't played in like 3 weeks because of everyone else getting COVID, and then we were finally out of the like, yeah, we don't have to quarantine anymore. You just kind of feel bad, but you're good.
What name are you going by? The Pillar?
The pillar.
It is The Pillar.
The pillar is here.
Santero,
Santero.
little farm boy.
Cute.
Millie, because it's all I can think of.
Nothing wrong with Millie.
I was Kai last night because I was like, 2 letters.
So, a little further into how the combat truly works, we're going to have multiple enemies here through this so that each bout gets to be separated out. So what you guys are supposed to do is I've got a pair of firebender guards. They are spearsmen. They are wearing some generic light armor, weapon specialists. And then you have 2 individual firebenders. One is well-toned and muscular. The other one is a much scrawnier looking fella, but he looks wiry. So for each bout, you guys decide who you want to engage with as a little grouplet. So we will have the 2 spearsmen, and then we'll have the big firebender and the little firebender as their own separate units. They will become engaged with you for the bout, which is a turn equivalent.
Little more turn-based.
A little more turn-based,
Okay.
yeah. And then you guys, in a turn, you can utilize either one learned skill, which you have none of currently, but for future reference, one learned skill at a -1 penalty to your roll, one practiced skill at a neutral, or one mastered skill with a +1, or you can combine a mastered skill with a learned skill or another mastered skill in the same bout.
Did we say that all of our techniques for today are practiced?
Yes.
Okay, just making
I'm
sure.
going to start you off at practice with all of these. Then you also, of course, have your basic, I just simply defend myself, I simply evade, I observe the situation, or I do a generic attack.
Okay.
Generic attacks inflict 1 fatigue, Defense protects you from taking 1 fatigue or a negative condition. And observation makes skill-based rolls off of one of your stats to give you more information or insight into the situation itself. You can also do things on the observation style like intimidation. If you intimidate them, they will get minuses. They can straight up flee if you roll good enough, depending on where they're at with things. You can strike deals. You can do any of those kind of things, but those all happen individually on your turn when you make those decisions. And hey, there's Spine Cycle. Thanks for following and for all the memes.
Yes.
I hope you realize how happy those like memes of Ian's face have been making me. Like I see those and it just genuinely brightens my day a little bit.
That's the sounds they make. Oh, look at this.
That's the sound.
There we go. It is working now.
That's the sound we need to hear whenever
Dracon
someone donates.
has took $20 to the pillar.
Instead of the morning shift is uneventful, just
It's time.
Ooh, wait. Let's snap into it like a Slim Jim there.
And with that pillar, we're going to start with you. Who's your target?
I'm gonna get the spear guys. I want to pop up 2 columns between them, and I want to pinch them together.
Yeah, you're going to go with kind of triangle
Like
pinch
kind of house
there.
of cards, like up and pinch.
Yep, and so you're using your pillar maneuver as an attack. Perfect. Santero.
And then, let me see. I should be able to add my harmony to this because of the fighting like dancing move.
Okay. Yeah.
Am I?
What does it say?
When you
I don't know
advance
the
an
moves
attack
yet.
against a group of foe or a foe who has previously defeated you, roll with harmony instead of passion.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
It is a group of
Okay.
foes. There are two. Two's
Okay.
a crowd.
three's the party.
That's gonna be. It's gonna be 10.
10? Perfect.
11.
11,
Can
even
we buy
better.
hero points for the pillar?
Yeah, absolutely. Hero points are on.
It's about to get real.
Hero points will do their generic things, except for a +4 or +8, because +4 in this game is ridiculous.
+1
and
or
+8
+2.
is unheard of.
Rip my larynx. Here we go, boys.
We'll allow a hero point to do a +1 after the roll, kind of deal. You can turn it from a normal hit to a crit or from a bad to a neutral kind of deal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so their plan was a rush in and attack. They were actually aiming at the airbender, as airbenders are top of the list of wanted currently. But you have stepped forward and with some brilliant moves conjured up 2 pillars from the ground. They now find themselves in wonderful standing missionary.
Unjustifiably in a position you'd rather not be in.
And what is the exact effects? It is trapped, correct?
Yes.
As the condition?
Is your name Bolt? What do you call
The
The
pillar.
pillar.
The
Okay.
pillar.
Just making
The
sure.
pillar.
Oh.
Pillar.
Oh.
Boss
Okay.
pillar.
Let's go.
Santero, what's the play?
Thanks, TP. I got this. He's gonna use air arrow.
I'm sorry.
Turn my mic off for a second.
The pillar is conflicted about our friendship.
Pillar.
Oh, fuck.
Lord. He's gonna use air arrow.
Yeah, you're going for the big attack. right
Yeah,
out the
especially
gate
when
kinda
he's
deal.
like, they're closer to him.
Who's your
Keep a little,
target?
more distance. So these 2 seem occupied. Do either of these 2 look like they're looking at me, or like they're?
Those 2 looked like they were rushing in at you. The big guy was kind of eyeballing the pillar, and the smaller guy seems to be currently observing the situation.
Okay. I'll go for the big guy.
Yeah, good.
And then,
he is currently unoccupied with
yeah.
things, so
I was like, let's do
tying
that,
him
and then-
up a little bit is
Yeah.
a good call. And you're just going for your straight attack, 2 fatigue.
Yeah. And then
So it's the
practice, so I don't add anything. But then is it?
But you get to add your focus because it is from your talents.
And then
yes.
I would say this is more loyalty because I'm going since he's eyeing up my buddy. Or would you say it's confidence because he's bigger than me?
I would say I don't necessarily think that standing to your principles applies in this kind of generic style combat.
Okay. So just add focus.
Yeah.
8.
8 total is as expected, so that is the straight 2 fatigue.
Sweet.
As this air bolt connects straight to his chest, he lets out a mighty grunt and takes a little back up. Yeah. And Millie, what is the plan?
I think I'm going to use my slip over ice and
Okay.
try and also target the big guy since he's been hit with the arrow and is off kilter.
Yeah, try to duel up on that and take a little advantage of it. See if you can't totally interrupt him.
Yeah.
Because you do see that he takes that hit and he is ready to retaliate.
Okay. Yeah. So I think I'm going to do that and see if I can.
Absolutely. Water jets forth from a nearby source. There's a creek or something. Who knows? Some spit.
A lot of sweat.
A lot of
I'm a little
sweat.
stressed over here. No, just kidding. Do I add anything with
I think
this?
do we all just add focus?
Are we adding
Yeah. All of these
So if you look over-
talents, if you're
Yes,
using one of them,
focus.
are trained.
focus?
And
Okay.
so
just,
you add your straight
negative
focus.
1. I am unfocused, so I have only 5.
Only 5. That is exactly 5 is a nothing effect. So you spread out the water, the ice freezes, but it seems that you kind of miss your mark, and he regains his footing before the negative effects take hold.
Like frostbite. Just kidding. Cool.
The slim guy went uncontested. Woo! 12.
Is his name actually Slim Jim?
Slim Jim, sure, why not?
Okay.
Oh.
Got TP and Slim Jim.
What have I done?
He has looked you guys over. He has buffed himself, basically, is what is going on. The big fella, since he did get his feet back under him, is going to retaliate against you with a gout of flame.
And I can't do anything right. I can't do like take cover now because that's during
No.
my turn.
Luckily, he rolled 3 on the die, and with his +1 focus for being just first level, 4 is a negative result.
Sweet.
So his flames erupt out, but with your airbolt connecting with his chest, he finds himself not only shooting wide, but also just he seems shaken in his confidence in this situation. He understands now that he is facing 3 benders, and his buddy did not support him.
Quick question. So we
Yes.
have fighting techniques. We have one that's like printed. Is everyone's is different?
it's
Is that something
different.
that's automatically like we've just got that, or are we ignoring that for now?
That should be something that you already have, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
That should
And
be
then-
just a class.
And it's mastered.
According
like-
to this, it says it's mastered.
Yeah, it's got all 3 X, so I
Cool.
would assume that means master.
Just wanted to clarify on that.
Yeah, the book did not clarify on that
Good
in the combat
observation.
deal. Yeah, very good. And so that counts as a single bout. Now, as we go in, you guys don't have to stick to the same turn order. This does not have to continue going, the pillar to Santero to Millie kind of deal. However, being more focused on the players, less focused on the DM, it is up to you guys.
I have something that would actually
to-
benefit going forward. I want to do my fighting technique. You can double it with something else because it's mastered.
If it is master, yeah, at least something else is at least practiced.
Yeah, so I've got tag team, work with an ally against the same foe, choose an engaged foe and an ally, so him and then one of the doubles.
Okay, and the 2 fellas.
Yeah, double any fatigue conditions or balance shifts that ally inflicts upon that foe.
Ooh, very nice.
All
That's
right.
like the double trouble right there.
And
And
what
then
are you going to pair that with?
and since I can pair it, I was kind of thinking take cover, but I think I'll go with arrow. No,
Just-
I'm
just
doing
another
take cover.
straight-
I'm doing
Okay.
take cover because they're kind of
Yeah,
They're
you're
going
gonna
for me
you're
more.
gonna kind of remove yourself from the situation.
just for this. Yeah,
you take a
bolster
good couple
him.
steps back. You duck in. You got this, Pillar. I believe in you.
let's go TP.
Okay. Let's see.
Narrate
They're
it.
pretty crunched together, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, they're smashed together right
Could I
now.
like cue ball another pillar and blast them into the fire dude?
Into the little fire guy?
Buff fire
Or
dude.
the buff fire guy? Yes.
Okay.
Why not? Absolutely.
I see this guy's a little shaken, right? I want to double down on that, and I want to just like mock him a little bit. You know.
What do you say?
You're a freak, a phony, a racer-rooney jabroni, and I'm gonna bounce you like a check for my alimony. And I'm gonna just.
Yeah,
Single tear.
as you are conjuring your earth pillar, he looks at his hands for a brief moment, and then he looks at you. He's like, "What's a check?" And the
How's alimony?
what do you?
Alimony.
What language are you speaking?
I'm gonna use
Kai last night.
I'm gonna use my thing. I'm gonna use slide around the blow. So I'm going to force him to stay engaged with me now.
Okay, yeah, so it's like a taunt kind of effect.
And then I'm going to just hit him with the pillar. Nine.
9. That is effects as desired. So yeah, these guys
We're so
are
used to those low
launched
numbers
over.
being like,
Since you targeted him, their trapped does not extend out. They will remain trapped, and he is going to take that intimidation penalty. Which gives me perfect.
+1 to 1 stat. Is that to start off with? I didn't see that just now.
oh yeah, I forgot
So
about that.
it says here for the stats to add +1 to 1 stat for starting.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to
fair.
go and change my
Go for
focus
your
from a
focus to a
-1
0.
to a 0.
Smart.
Absolutely.
And then my
1
passion.
fatigue of my action before.
Since we're just doing combat,
does
I'll add it
leave-
for focus too.
The spearsmen, after they slam into their comrade, they do roll out and escape the trapped status.
But did you double any of all this stuff? Any fatigue conditions?
right. The
Fatigue
fatiguing
conditions or balance shifts.
Yeah, they were not the target. He was the target,
Okay, cool.
the big guy, and so his intimidation is doubled,
Just double check.
which is going to matter bigly here in just a minute when he has his retaliatory move, basically.
Cool.
But these two guys kind of break off. They're trying to shake it off as best they can.
Shake it off.
They're going to close distance.
Dun, dun, dun.
And in that, they are both just rushing you as you've been the one who's slapping them around
Sure.
like lunch meat. And a couple of spears come your way. The dodges come and go. It does deal 1 fatigue. But it was not a great roll, so. And Millie, have you found your time to jump in?
Yeah, I think I'm going to, since they've advanced again, I'm going to try and get their feet out from under them again with the slip over ice technique once again.
Targeting the spearsman.
Targeting the spearsmen,
Okay.
since they're the closest to,
The pillar.
yes. That is 9.
Absolutely. That is as desired. Perfect. So that causes you to be able to shift their positions. Where do you want them to move to?
Part of me wants to just throw them back as far as I possibly can,
Back towards their
back towards their
Allies.
side, but
Space.
yeah, give them some distance, just
Yeah.
because these two have longer range attacks, and I don't know, maybe yes, you can do it close, but
I can do that.
Yeah.
So,
And
yeah,
distance
they-
is always nice, you know.
They come up, they make that quick kind of couple stabs. You're dodging as best you can, and then the ground lifts up from underneath them, and they just slide
Bye-bye.
on this ice sheet straight back towards the other guys. The observationist has found himself in a position that he desires. Ooh, 11 on the die. Millie, as you focus on the spearsmen and you are raising up this platform and shifting them away, there is a whip of flame, and it grabs around your wrist burning you. You take 1 fatigue,
Sounds good.
and you have the trapped condition currently. You don't. It's not.
Okay, I was like-
That's for me to understand.
No, we have it.
Oh, do you?
Top right,
Oh, yeah.
status is
There
negative.
There's a
Trapped.
little,
Ah,
the
cool.
little status.
Bit.
I would like to.
It should be on the cards then.
I'll say
Let's
something
see
you,
here.
and then I'll go.
I've got something. For
No,
you.
yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
I'd
And the
like
tag
to-
team is still in effect.
Yeah, I'd like to bounce into your tag team. Since they're all bunched up in one group, is it back around to our turn?
Yep, it is. It is back around, or the
So-
big guy.
so-
Sorry.
Okay, no worries.
He is going to make
I'm completely helpless. Oh, no.
a roll on his principles. He holds firm. He does not break in the face of this turmoil, and he is going to advance up slightly, and he's going to call you out. You think you're big. You think you're tough.
Throw checks at me.
Stop
all
with these silly tricks and let's do this then. So you can either respond to the call out by simply accepting the challenge, and there is no negative penalty, or you can roll a save, basically, to deny the call out. On a hit, you take 1 fatigue, but you don't have to do what they say. Denying a call out is weird. You actually want lower numbers with it. But you can, if you roll standard, you take 1 fatigue, and then that is the only effect. If it is a critical, their words hit hard. It can shift your balance on your called out principle. Or,
Call out.
yeah, perfect. All right.
WrestleMania 98, you're done, Hogan.
Fantastic. You accept his call out. So what that's going to mean for you guys is that you can no longer target the big fella, and
Okay.
you can no longer target others.
But you said, does tag team still work then if I can't?
Tag team will still absolutely. Yeah.
Just checking.
That is a special.
Yeah. I guess it also
And-
says choose an engaged foe and ally. It's not just like,
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. That's a giving support kind of thing.
your turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna use that same pillar technique, but like the pinch technique.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go a little higher. I'm gonna like pinch his head between the pillars.
I'm trying
Yeah. Go to
Yeah.
full squish his head.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely.
Pop goes the weasel.
Oh,
Oh, don't say that.
I thought the 2 on there was a 7. I was like, what kind of fucking
that's
dice?
how it, that was first off it's a 3.
No, on the side, the 2
Oh,
looks like
I
a
see.
7. So I was like,
that's how D6s work. That's 11.
11, a critical success. Fantastic. Yes. So the pillars both rise up. His head is pinched between. He is not only trapped but blinded from this effect. And your effect, I'll continue through until you make a new action. So he goes from the trapped to full, what was it, pinned or doomed?
impaired.
Impaired, that's it.
Yeah. He'll be impaired, and then if I do it again, he'll be doomed.
And then if you land it again, then there's the doom. Let's see, what does doomed do? Doomed, you're in grave danger. Mark 1 fatigue every few seconds or each exchange until you free yourself. Oh, very good. And impaired, slur off balance, mark 1 fatigue or take a -2 to all physical actions. He will accept the fatigue. It is doubled because of you. 2 fatigue. He is not looking hot. Ha.
Unfortunate. I know for a repeat of the tag, I'll re-up on the tag team.
Okay, with the pillar?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then air arrow again against these guys. I'm
Against
also
the
gonna.
spearsman?
Yeah, I'm gonna move closer over here.
Yeah, you
just
shift around through the brush.
Can I don't know how far. Can I go on this side?
Sure.
I just don't want to be like clumped up. So.
They don't have like
Just stay away
movement
from us.
speeds or anything, so it'll have to be something that's more felt out
Yeah.
than anything else.
Yeah, just run over to the other side just to
Yeah,
do that. And
to
then
kind of break up that continuity.
yeah. And so then as I'm going over, I do like the tag team and then prep the air arrow for when I land and
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Go ahead and launch it forth.
I just had the oh no, it's +2 because I forgot about that. 9.
9 total, as expected. 2 fatigued, and since you ducked and cover the previous round, you get your, what was it, intimidated? The special on that. They are afraid
For take cover?
for your air arrow.
Oh, yeah, it was stealth.
you took cover,
Yes,
yeah.
that's right.
Excellent. So yeah, that hits them. Their knees start knocking. They're wondering where it's coming from. They are able to figure
Yeah.
it is you from that, and they have you as their target. I'm going to repeat
Fingers.
the charge action against 4 on the die, plus their 1 for training makes it 5, so there is no effect. They simply move up to you.
Okay.
I think I'm going to take cover with those two, and you've just decided to come all buddy-buddy over here. I'm going to just take cover and create essentially a water wall, and it'll take the first defense if they try
Absolutely.
and attack.
Yeah.
And since we're so close, I would assume you're covered as well. 8.
8, good, as expected, so that blocks
I'll see if
the
not, I
first
can also.
incoming attack, which is good because I crit that incoming attack. And that was from the small fire lad. Your water goes up and it catches this second tendril of fire that's going your way, as it seems that his attempts are to kind of to whip and then draw in
Gotcha.
Kinky.
from a range. That negates his turn. Those guys rolled poorly, and your critical negated the big guy's turn.
So the observant.
He was planning on closing distance. So we reset the bout, new bout. You're staying engaged with the big guy. What's the call?
What is resetting the bout like?
Next round.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure there wasn't like
This guy's not
anything we
looking
needed to
good,
do for
right?
that.
It's top of the turn order to you.
Okay.
You know,
And is he like not looking
No.
good, or is he like
he's
not looking good?
he's really not looking good.
Okay, so I got the pillars like this,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna.
Are you?
You're gonna then close it up. Absolutely.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna give him the old.
You see, like, fire is erupting all over his body as he's kind of going for his last-ditch effort here. Not great on the roll. What do you get?
Six.
6? Yeah, so as you go to pinch it up, he swings out, it closes just behind him, and he claps his hands together and just lets loose this cone straight at you. Mark 2 fatigue, as it happened as expected. You two.
These guys are right in my face.
Yes.
I'd like to. Wait, they're still attacking. I'll keep the tag team up though. On
Okay.
those two. Cause just especially seeing that like roar of fire and I can't really see him. Like okay, like I think he
So,
needs
yeah.
that more than
He
than
needs the support.
yeah than tossing it over to. her.
So- I have this man. That's the mastered one, disorient,
Mhm.
and that pummel an engaged foe with a quick blow.
I was
Mark
yeah.
is 1 fatigue to shift their balance away from the center. Is that something that I could use on these guys right now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I think
And
I'm
you
gonna
could
do
pair that with another one of your moves as well.
On the same foes, on the
Yes.
same ones. Okay, sounds good. Well, I'll just use the slip over ice just to ensure that their footing is
Move them away.
move them away. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So roll for both of those.
So 6, and I'm just using focus for both of these, right?
Yeah,
For all
so
of this.
those
Cool.
are trained
6 for the
abilities.
first, and then 6 for the second.
Unfortunately, no effect on either of those.
Okay.
Couple misses.
I'm gonna do air arrow. So I did tag team. and-
diversion.
For the spearsmen,
Yeah, I can only do it on one though, right?
they count as a group.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And so the system has this kind of strange thing where I, as the DM, create groups of enemies to be equal to or less than the amount of party members.
That makes sense. 6.
6, unfortunately, no
Yeah.
effect as well.
No worries.
And so now, an interesting thing here in the turn order, as it's gone through, as nobody targets one guy, he gets a bonus on his rolls.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Is kind of how things go.
Good to know.
And so Millie, coming at you again, is another one of those fire whips that he has been using. That is 7. So mark another fatigue. And your trapped escalates to the impaired.
Okay. Someone tried it.
These cards are kind of neat. The spearsmen themselves, they are going to attempt a grappling maneuver on you. They're going to try to trap you in place. 7 exact. So they do so, giving you the trapped condition. And you can read right on the card, there is a way to dispel those conditions. They're pretty hefty.
So I have to get mark 3 fatigue on those guys to be able to. is what it's-
No, it's what you can choose
Oh,
to on-take that. So you take 3 fatigue yourself.
3 conditions or fatigue. Oh, so I'm
Yeah.
either impaired or 3 fatigue. Dang. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. But other than that, is it just a penalty on attacks?
Currently, it is a you cannot move.
But I can still attack.
You can still attack. You can still utilize most all of your abilities. Duck and cover would not stealth you at that point
Yeah.
because you can't get behind cover necessarily. But
Okay.
yeah.
Cool.
New top of the bout.
I
Who
wanna try
wishes
and-
to go first?
I want to try and. How are these guys looking? Like pretty much untouched?
The spearsmen, they've taken a little damage, and they look like their balance has shifted, and they might flee.
Okay.
They seem intimidated.
I'm gonna go for arrow on them.
A little more damage. Absolutely.
Yeah, because if I can get them to leave, then I don't have to worry about being trapped. That's kind of my thought. Plus, just wanting them either out or dead in
Yeah.
general, because they're not going to stop. They'll come back eventually. 12.
That is a critical. Yeah, absolutely. So that gives you, it's 2 fatigue regular.
Yes.
Grants an extra fatigue in there, and that is enough. The spearsmen,
Oh, dang.
they've sustained enough damage. They are fleeing. And yeah, that will clear trapped.
I'm just gonna get homeboy with classic.
Just more pillars.
Yeah.
More pillars from the
this
pillar.
point, yeah.
What's the
Could
catchphrase
I-
this time?
Could I try and get both of them pinched together like the spearsmen, or are they too far apart?
The spearsmen are fleeing currently.
No, like those two together. Like,
Oh, they're too far apart
Yeah, that's what I
for
figured.
a single move like that. Yeah.
I don't have a one-liner this time. My throat kind of hurts.
The pillar is done with this. Get a move.
That's still 10 though.
10 is a critical. Yeah, absolutely. So he is doomed. Yeah. 2 more pillars come up. He is just broken free. He's feeling a little good for himself. He hit you with one finally, and then these pillars just smash him right in the twig and berries,
Cream rises to the top.
and he falls to his knees, and he just like holds up his hands in surrender.
Undefeated official champion heavyweight of the world.
And Millie
Um,
leaves just the small guy.
yeah. I think I'm gonna do just a take cover because I hurt.
Yeah, you
I'm just gonna like water a wall up,
you
but just scoot away.
duck
a little.
away. It absorbs the next gout of flame that comes your way. And the little guy seems frustrated. He lashes out with a flame gout at you, and when it is deflected by the water, he yells something about being insolent and useless to the others, and he flees.
Woo!
He didn't take any damage, but
yeah.
he understood that he was not going to stand up in that contest.
Cool.
Not against 3 benders, yeah.
Yeah, not against 3 benders, not against 3 benders that just took out his muscle
Yeah.
as well.
Woo-hoo.
He was a more practiced firebender, but very weak on the hit point section of that.
Cool.
And so that's a general. That's a decent general run of how
Well, that was fun.
I like that.
I'm not going to talk for the rest of the day.
these. Yeah.
Then we can.
What
No,
else?
I will not do this for a long-term campaign,
Dang.
no matter how much you people donate.
Speaking of a long-term campaign, though, we're thinking Tuesday nights. I'd like to take a little second to talk a little bit
Yeah.
about this one. We're thinking Tuesday nights for it. Right around this general crew, you two are in for the Tuesday nights. I know I've got Marquise and Kayla cleared for Tuesday nights, and you cleared for
I can
Tuesday
definitely
nights.
try. It's a 50-50 bet right now, but I can definitely.
It's a little on-off. That shouldn't be too bad, because
Especially if, like-
Kayla isn't 100%
Yeah.
on for the Tuesdays either, I
If for
think.
some reason I maybe would miss like a Tuesday
The Tuesday every now and then.
every
kind
now
of
and
thing.
then kind of a thing. If it was like
We could
an
make that
emergency
work.
thing, but I can also talk. They're pretty flexible with a lot of things, so.
Let's talk a little more about what kind of campaign you guys want to play. What kind of characters?
Yeah.
Long term. So consider the consequences of what you're doing here.
No. It's the one shots are over.
As the one shots start coming to a close, I think I've got a flow of this, at least decent enough. It might not be 100% by the book, but
Doesn't have to be.
it flows good enough that we can progress with it. What kind of characters would you want to play? What kind of overall story would you be interested in doing? I definitely want to place it during the 100 Years' War. That's just kind of where I'm cozy with things.
Yeah.
I mean, with that, you could do like the water tribes, and you could have like an all water tribe based table, and some of them, like there's only one vendor because they were talking about how most of the water vendors were taken off into extinction, so the only ones who were left couldn't water bend.
Okay.
And you could have like one water bender, and then it's like siblings or whatever. I don't know. That's an idea. And they're
A
trying to
Katara
escape.
Sokka style.
Kind of, but like a little more intense of like we have to protect this person, less about let's go save the avatar. Like okay, this is our last of our generation, this is the last of our bloodline for this, however the genetics, they don't know about genetics of course, but like the only one who can water bend at this point for our little village here.
Yeah. Gotta
We
keep
gotta-
keep it alive.
Yeah, and so they could go on an epic quest to find a safe place or whatever. You could do a family that rebels against the Fire Nation. And the Firebender for sure.
Yeah.
Why I was talking about that for a while.
Yeah.
Someone who, and you guys don't all have to be from the same family.
No,
by any
but that
means
was just
or
what I
anything
was like.
that.
Okay.
Okay.
well,
I think it'd also be interesting to start them like in the Earth Kingdom, whether they're all benders or some various mix
Whatever
of it.
you guys decide
yeah.
to be. Yeah.
Just kind of essentially starting in like a kind of like a Grand Junction kind of town where like one of the biggest hubs in between two like capital
Really
and the
big
other. Yeah.
cities.
So we see a lot of traffic, but we don't see like
something
all the
like
cool stuff.
between Amashu and Ba Sing Se kind of deal.
Yeah, and so
or
we see a lot of this like the slow turnover of like things,
the
but we aren't in
transition
the
to
middle.
wartime.
Yeah, of like we aren't in the middle of it, but it's kind of those little things that we're seeing, and then
Okay.
we could all like based on like if we're a bender or not and stuff, but like we could have those different jobs based off of those things as we're like, especially if we're young, if we all end up being a little younger. But like we saw that in like Legend of Korra, where that he was using his firebending as his job, like that was just what he
Yeah.
did. And so we could also do something like that, where just, we're just totally normal people that suddenly, war
Get
starts to
pulled
change,
in.
and then we, whether we decide to suddenly, what, I wanna make more of a difference, like let's join the rebellion, let's do that, and kind of
Yeah.
go into that underground.
you could also do something
okay.
like that, but you could also have it that you've already been captured by the Fire Nation, and you're all considered because they use
A prisoner campaign.
Yeah, essentially, like you're all stuck in
And
the
escape
prison cell, and then you turn that into you guys getting away, being wanted criminals now because you wouldn't serve the Fire Lord and all that stuff. You could twist it on that. If you wanted to play a campaign where you had some slightly more powerful benders or something, or an individual who had the creative and intellectual
Oh yeah.
personality.
Well, and I think just about regardless, if it's going to be a long form campaign, you guys are going to start at the equivalent of level 1, and you're going to earn your progression points through, and slowly learn new talents and perfect them and
Which
become
will also
more.
help us learn the system.
Yeah.
That's kind of
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of the point.
Yeah. Especially with the moves and being able to like come up with that stuff. I think that'll be.
Unlike trying to start our first ever Pathfinder session at fucking level 11.
Yeah.
That worked.
That was awful.
That worked well.
What a terrible idea. Oh God.
Yeah, we
that
just.
was with Hammer.
Yeah, that's
Was
when
it?
we showed
Oh,
up.
yeah, that's
because
right. Yeah,
we'd
that
never played
little
Pathfinder
one-shot.
before.
Those 2 sessions.
I
where we were
remember
like,
that,
Where there was
yeah.
like those couple things that were like.
Yeah. It's just like what's.
Yeah, that was weird.
It was it was a good campaign.
It was just weird for us to
But,
hop
yeah.
in suddenly. We were like,
When you hop in a year into it.
yeah, and we'd never played
And you've
Pathfinder
never played
before,
the
and we're
system
like,
before or anything, and
I was like, I'm just gonna be a rogue,
barely
man.
know the guy, let alone anybody else at the table. It's tough getting into D&D groups sometimes because there's a whole lot of this, we've all been playing together for
Yeah.
years kind of thing at this point, and
You know what you can and can't do.
when you then
Certain
throw
people.
someone else in, it changes the inside jokes.
No.
I think we will. I think the playtests have gone decent.
Yeah.
I think they've gone well. I think we're
Like
going to
this.
start sitting down. We'll have a couple little session zeros. We'll meet up on a couple of Tuesdays. Give me a little time to formulate a
Yeah.
campaign. Give you guys some time to build some characters. And at least fill 1 seat, if not 2 more seats. And talk with some other players about that as well.
Cool.
I think we're happy.
Yeah.
Think we happy.
Feels
You
good.
guys happy? Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Yeah.
This is it's a learning process. I'm going to keep reading on the book. There's a couple things that I need to do outside of playtesting and off stream to make sure that we're all cool with this. But thanks for hanging out with us for this just hour,
Yeah.
not quite hour and a half. We'll catch you guys Monday. My hero, at least 3 of us will.
Yeah.
I will be watching from afar.
Yeah.
Recording.
Or just on the couch.
Yeah, probably just on the couch.
Over there.
You'll just see me peek behind the curtains here.
Every now and then Knox will just
Just a little
hover in the
floating body.
frame.
Yep. That'll be me.
All right, guys. We'll catch you later.
Goodbye.
Send recommendations in the Discord for what you want this campaign to look like, and I'll see what kind of things I can't piece together.
Goodbye.